Humans are wanton in violence and cruel by nature. We cannot allow them into the Galactic Union. Steg drew a deep breath. He knew his proposal of accepting humanity into the GU was going to be an uphill battle, but the representatives were testing his patience, making overreaching, unfounded accusations against them as a whole. They're barely sentient monkeys. If we let them in, they'll burn the whole thing to the ground, another representative bellowed. But Steg was prepared for this. He brought receipts. The screen behind him lit up with a picture of a crowd of various species, all seemingly running in a single direction. This is from Brea. I'm sure you all heard about it. A tanker carrying volatile fuel upset and exploded. The picture changed. A beam bridge was in the early stages of final collapse. Again, people below fleeing from the imminent danger. The Detmore crumbling. Steg flipped through the roll. Each image was a still taken from the ground at, or just after, a recent calamitous event. Tell me, representatives, did you notice anything about those images? Steg asked the horrified room. Those are all from recent disasters. Why did you show us these? Are you implying humans are responsible? Is this a threat? The Jalmorian representative squawked. The assembly murmured amongst themselves, trying to figure out what Steg's angle was here. Steg lowered his voice. No, this is no threat, but there was a common theme. Did anyone notice? Anyone at all? No one spoke up, so Steg sighed to himself and carried on. The first image appeared again, and someone called out, You already showed this one! But it was part of the plan. The image decolored, save for 3 parts. The bright-coloured shapes stood prominent against the greys of the background, and some of those present noticed that the 3 figures were all running. All of them human, all in the wrong direction. It was time for Steg to strike back. Marcus Toomey, 24, paramedic. Wendy Toomey, 22, homemaker. Julio Rodriguez, 45, carpenter. All 3 were killed in secondary explosions, but not before collectively pulling more than 30 souls to safety. The second picture appeared again and acted much like the last. June Park, 20, UTAF reservist, and Adam Baker, 32, janitor. Together, they managed to get 15 people out of the rubble before emergency crews arrived, with Mr. Baker suffering a broken femur as the result of falling debris. The pictures went on, each one emphasizing the humans headed toward the danger, not away, and Steg made sure to spotlight them all. Names, ages, occupations, some injured, some killed. Lives saved. Steg could see the unease growing in the representatives. They had been so sanctimonious and smug when he first walked in. This vengeance was sweet. The screen went black for a moment, then flipped onto an image that all were familiar with. It was a dust and debris covered body, curled tightly in on itself. They all knew. They all remembered the breaking story of a Hadblock collapse, of how a human had used itself as a shield for a small Gabon pup. Michael Whitmere. Steg paused for a moment to ensure he had everyone's attention. 15. The assembly was silent. Not a sound emanated from anyone. Steg could have continued, but he decided to let the representatives marinate in their shame for a little. It was only fair. But he still had to finish his argument. A mother lost her child so that another could remain with hers, and every single interview with Mrs. Whitmere has had her laud her son's bravery. Her grief is palpable, and yet she shows pride. Pride in her son's decision. Pride that he would put others above himself, and pride when she says, that's just what kind of kid he was. So, representatives, I would like to close with a quote from a human, one who was, by all accounts, a kind, giving, and gentle man. When I was a boy, and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. The screen flicked to a different image. It was the visage of a young human male smiling widely at the camera. the entire universe laid out before him. Steck threw a single pointed claw at the image. There is your helper.